Hey guys, it's Dave and welcome to the Weird Kid Show. Thank you. It's awesome to have you here. I apologize for last week. For the time being anyways, it's going to be hit or miss. Maybe on increments of weeks. I don't know. Work, you know. I'm not doing this full time. I do have a full-time job and I work 10-hour days, sometimes more. Just never know what's coming around the corner. So anyways, what am I doing this week? Well, last time I shared with you me painting my first pull of my original Frankenstein sculpt that I did. So I sculpted the mask. I sculpted it out of wet clay. Then I molded it in Ultra Cal 30. Poured latex, let it dwell, and then the next day I did the first pull, which was this. And then I painted it with you guys and strapped it and haired it and everything else. So I'm pleased with how it came out. But that's not all I wanted to do with him. I have this vision in my head of a kind of a display, like a coffin, not so much a coffin shape, but a box, rectangular box, with him inside of it, probably maybe, possibly from like the lower breast, end of the rib cage up, okay? And then inside of this box, a display, an environment, a collage of pertinent things that would go with that. Now, I'm playing around with some ideas. I'm literally going to be engineering this thing as I go along. I don't have any firm concept, so I'm going to go and make this up as I go along. I know what I want to achieve. I just don't know how we're going to get there, and I don't know what the end result is going to be. So you're going to be coming along and seeing the creative process from start to finish, okay? So the first thing that I wanted to do was I need to build an armature for him. And for that I'm going to use 3/4 inch PVC pipe. Now I've got some wood. I'm going to cut a piece of this wood and I'm going to drill a hole in it. And then we're going to start assembling this armature, okay? We're going to cover this. I already know this is going to be a multi-part video because this is a big project, and it also includes the actual items and stuff that go inside the box once he's done. But I'm excited because I picked up some of this fur material for his tunic, okay? I've always loved the House of Frankenstein version where he's wearing that furry tunic. I love that. I love that visual, and I want to try to go for that with this one here. So anyways, I appreciate you guys for being here. Check this out. Alright guys, so I started out with this plank of wood that I got. It's I have a real long piece, and what I did was I cut it into a 2-foot length. Alright, now I might not need all of this, which I can shave it and shape it at the end. This is just the base for my figure. Alright, and then I went ahead and marked out where the center was, and using my 1-inch paddle bit, I'm going to go ahead and drill a hole into the center of the wood. I'm not going to go all the way through. I'm going to go probably about, 3/4 of the way. If this is popping out there at the other side, then you're going to want to stop. Alright, this is just to cram the PVC pipe that I'm going to use. And in this case, I'm using 3/4 inch PVC pipe. Okay? This is a 1-inch paddle bit. When you buy 3/4 inch PVC, the pipe itself is not 3/4 inches. The inner diameter is 3/4 inches. The total overall circumference is about It's actually a hair over 1 inch. So this has to be ringed out a little bit for it to get inside, and it's still going to be kind of snug. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and drill that hole, and then we'll start laying this thing out, our proportions and stuff. Alright, so let me do that, and then we'll come back. I'll show you how I'm going to mount this. Alright guys, so I got that hole drilled out. When I drill in, once you start, poking out the back, you don't want to go too far. But what I do is I'll bevel it. I'll rotate the bit inside. Be careful to bevel it, and it helps to make it a little wider. Some people call it reaming it out, okay? And then I've got my 3/4 inch PVC pipe. And then what doesn't hurt, I cheat, okay? So I collect junk. When I say collect junk, I'm a hoarder of parts and pieces. Sometimes I'll go to garage sales or something, and I know one time I went to a garage sale, they literally had a 5-gallon bucket full of nothing but nuts and bolts and screws and nails and stuff like that. I'll scoop stuff like that up, right up, okay? And I'll hoard it, and I'll keep all kinds of stuff. And now these, I think these were used for when I was putting sliding doors in the closets, okay? And this was some leftover hardware. This was some other part. It's like some kind of an L bracket. It might have been for some blinds, vertical blinds, I think. And so stuff like this, extra parts and pieces and stuff like that from projects around the house, I'll take these and I'll throw them in a special place I have out in the shed with some drawers with all kinds of junk, and then I'll utilize it. Now something like this I'm going to use as an L bracket, okay? So this saves me from having to go and buy L brackets. And basically all that it's going to do is when I attach this, when I put this inside the hole, I want to make sure that's going to be sturdy, so I'm going to go ahead and screw these to the pipe and to the wood to give it some extra stability. That way it should last forever. There's no reason why it should come apart after that, okay? And I'm going to use some epoxy, 2-part epoxy in here. I think I have some from Loctite, 2-part epoxy, 5-minute epoxy. And so by the time this thing's all glued together, and with the extra L brackets and stuff, it shouldn't go anywhere, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and attach this pipe, alright, get it in there and get the brackets on there. And so we're going to have our first post here, and then we can start working out dimensions and stuff, where we want our shoulders and everything like that. And then we have to figure out, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do, because this is going to be the mask, okay? This is also going to serve as, I've been kicking around this concept for a while of making, what I guess is an elaborate mask stand. This here is just simply, simple enough. It's a bowl, a dollar store bowl, okay? There's a dowel that I bought. You can buy bags of these at Walmart, Michael's, Joann's, Hobby Lobby. And then just a plinth for a couple of bucks. Alright, now you can spray paint it, which I do. Some of my masks up there that I've made stands like this, okay? I'm going to utilize this concept, only I'm going to go with, I'm going to use a 3/4 inch PVC, and it's going to be for his neck post, okay? So the mask will still be able to come off and on, and you can position it and everything else, but it's just going to be sitting on top there. We're not going to use any kind of mannequin head, or we're not going to stuff it. This is a half mask with the wig attached, okay? So it's going to conceal a lot, and it's going to help our display come together. So you could do this too. You can make a figure, you can make an armature like this with the bowl on top for your haunt, and then if you so choose to change the mask, you're able to do that with no commitment. You know, this isn't all going to be glued into place, although I could. I don't plan on doing that with this. Alright, so anyways, let's get into this. I'm going to go ahead and attach that, and we're going to come back and we're going to figure out the proportions on this. So hang tight. Alright guys, so simple enough. I put some epoxy inside that hole, and then if you bevel it just enough, it should still be a tight fit where you have to hammer that down inside. Okay, so that's a good strong bond there with the epoxy, and then the tight fitting hole. That's a good bond within itself, but I just want the extra steps by screwing these L brackets on there. Now, one thing that is important in this key step here is it wouldn't hurt to have a level to check to make sure that it's not leaning too far this way or that way and everything. Go all the way around it, especially if you're going to put screwing L brackets into it. Once you get it screwed in and tight, then you could actually make it off kilter. So you want to check it each time you put a bracket on. Okay, so now I have my piece of 3/4 PVC. Alright, this is not a measured length. It's way too much. I just wanted to leave some sticking up. Now, some of the things you're going to need. This is a good piece to have. This is a cross piece, and it's a slip by slip fitting. Okay, this is going to serve as the neck and the shoulders. Okay, and then goes into the spine. This is the spine. Okay, some other fittings you might want. You're going to need some 90-degree angles, slip by slip. This is for the shoulders, and you can use them for the elbows. You can also use 45-degree angles for the elbows if you want. You know, if you want the arm to not be, you know, locked in a 90-degree angle, then you can go with a 45. I'm only going to need 2 of these because his arms are going to just go straight down by his side. Okay, like I said, you're only going to see him from maybe from here up. Okay, so I need to work out his proportions and stuff. I don't know that, you know, I'm a one notorious for eyeballing. Okay, and so before I can start to fill in this body, which for that, I hope you guys remember, what do I say? Whenever you're driving down the road and you see somebody throwing away a recliner or a couch, jump out, grab the cushions. It's free foam. And that stuff, if you think about it, this stuff, if you buy this new, is expensive. It is very expensive. So, and I've used it for, I've not had to buy any foam for all my projects. My octopus tentacle, I've built some figures, Dr. Morbius, my plague doctor, everything was all filled in with free cushion foam. Okay, now you might be concerned about, you know, sanitation and stuff like that. So what I do is I keep some trash bags in my truck, and when I find something like that, I'll throw it in the trash bag, and then you can spray it real good with Lysol or something like that, and keep it in there. Maybe leave it outside when it's not raining or snowing, and air it out and stuff, and spray it down real good with the Lysol. Or you can use gloves and stuff when you're handling it. It's just for underneath. You're going to be covering it, okay? So it's good. That's what I use, all right? You can buy foam if you so choose, or you can use some other kind of filler or something. If you're one of these people that has a lot of like Walmart bags left over, like me, underneath my sink, I've got a mountain of Walmart bags and stuff. You can use those to fill it in as well, whatever you so choose. Okay, so now I have to figure out where I want his head. Okay, and then how much of the neck, because we're going to use this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to unscrew this I don't know if I can do it from this. Probably not. I don't think it's working, but what I'm going to do is unscrew this, and I'm going to see if I can insert this inside the pipe. Alright, and just utilize what I already have here. If not, then what we can do is we can probably put some kind of a cap on the PVC, and then drill a screw into the bowl, into the cap, to permanently secure that. But anyways, I'm going to play around with this, guys. I'm going to figure out his dimensions and his armature and stuff, and we're going to come back. One of the things you're probably going to need, or I would highly suggest getting, is these are pipe cutters, okay? They work amazingly well. Alright, it's not to say you can't cut this with anything else. You can cut this stuff with a hacksaw, some other kind of saws, maybe like a jigsaw or something like that. But these are made for this, okay? You just put it on and you push the blade down to get contact, and then you just cut it. Alright, and if you do it right, you've got a pretty even, clean cut, okay? It's worth the investment. Now you're also going to need to use some PVC glue, which I don't have that here in front of me, but when I put that on there, I'll show you. Pretty simple stuff. You don't need to buy a whole bucket of these fittings like this. I do, because I use a lot of this stuff. You can buy just this if you want. I don't think they have buckets of these anyways. You have to buy these individually. They're only a few bucks a piece. You can sit down if you want to do a figure or do a bust like I'm doing. I guess that's what you would call this, is a bust. It's to sit down with a piece of paper, figure out what you want to do first, and then you draw out your pipe, and then your joints, your fittings, like the cross piece, and that way you'll have your shopping list when you go to Home Depot or Lowe's, wherever you go to buy your materials. And it doesn't hurt to buy a few extras. If you keep your receipt, you can always bring it back. It's better to buy too much than not enough and have to go back anyways. If you buy the extra pieces and then you find you don't need them, then whenever at your leisure you can go back and return them. But if you don't buy enough, then and you want to get it done, you're gonna have to get in your vehicle and go back over there. So it's better to buy extra pieces and stuff. So anyways, guys, I'm gonna work this out. I'll give you the measurements if you want, but this is gonna be to your taste. It's gonna be to your specifications depending on what you're building. I'm doing a Frankenstein. You might be doing something else that requires elongated torso or whatever. I don't know what you're going to do, but this is just showing you what I'm doing in my process for what I'm creating here. So I'm going to get into it, guys. Hang tight. Alright, guys, so this is my starting point. Alright, now I'm not gluing anything, and I won't glue anything. Okay, and the reason being is because I'm engineering and building this from the ground up, okay? So I don't want to glue everything and find that I need to shorten the spine or I need to shorten the arms. Now, yes, he's got long arms. I always liked the concept of the Frankenstein with the long arms, you know. He's pieced together from different people, so there's like mismatched. He's got broad shoulders. Alright, and now that mask is not even attached in there. It's just kind of sitting there because I had to judge how much neck I want exposed. And basically all I did was I cut a section out here and put that cross piece in there, an extra post to accommodate the mask, a little bit for the neck. We're going to have to build that up. A piece for the shoulders, and two 90s, and two pieces coming down for the arms. Now you can attach these down here at these points at the very end. Now my plan is, this is what I plan to do. I'm not going to glue anything. What I am going to do is remove these arms, the 90s, alright, and set them aside. because what I want to do first is get all my cushion material, and I use heavy duty duct tape. Get you a couple of rolls of good. Don't skimp on the price. Buy expensive duct tape. There is a reason why it costs more, and it's because of how well it adheres. Okay, so I don't. This is actual duct tape. It even says it on inside. And so basically, what I'm going to do is now I'm going to be sculpting this thing, but I'm going to be doing it with foam and tape. Okay, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut up my foam and I'm going to wrap it around and start filling in and sculpting this figure, okay, as it stands, okay, which means it's going to have pectoral muscles. It's going to have the lats, which is it's going to be wider here and then slender down into the abdomen. Okay, now when he is done, I found this black shirt, this black long sleeve shirt. I get this at Michael's. Check them out. They got some cool colors. I was initially going to. I might do a couple of these. Initially, I was trying to find an OD green shirt, which is the green shirt that Frankenstein wears in the first movie with the black jacket. Now I have the black jacket. I may even have that green shirt somewhere. But for this one here, basically all you're going to see on this is the black sleeves. Okay, so he's going to have a black shirt on as an undergarment. Okay, and then he's going to have a fur tunic. Okay, and then we can start having fun with it. Once we put the clothes on, everybody get it filled out, everything attached. We've got his undershirt on, we've got his tunic on, it's all secured and fast, and then we can start tricking it out and having fun with it. Weathering. I thought about putting like some wraps around its lower arm to give you the indication of where that is. Hands, you know, it's getting to where his hands are going to be. Then we're getting into the forearm section. We could put a wide leather belt. We can sew thick line loops around the edge of his tunic. There's all kinds of things that we can do. That's where it starts getting into the fun part. But the first thing they need to do is start filling this out. Now I took the arms out because the first thing I want to do is sculpt the torso. And I just want to make sure I leave just a little bit of pipe here, because what I think I'll do is I'm going to create the arms separately and then just attach them at the end. At some point in time I'm going to have to put them on there, because what I'm going to have to do is build up the shoulders. You know, you can see on somebody, you know, you have a, you know, you got a rounded section here where the shoulders are, and then an indentation where the you know, your biceps and triceps are. Okay, so we're going to look at anatomy and try to, you know, fill it in proportionately. Okay, you can exaggerate to a degree. With something like Frankenstein, I think you can exaggerate a bit, because there again, he was sewn together by many different people. But that's the plan, guys. And so I've got a bunch of foam I need to dig out and cut. Basically, all I'm going to do is wrap it around and duct tape the heck out of it, okay? And start filling it in. And I'll show you that next week. That's all we have time for this week. I just wanted to get you started. I wanted to get started. At least the ball is rolling. So I'm going to be working on this, and then when we come back next week, you can see the progress, and we can talk about what I've done and what we're going to do from there. So anyways, guys, please check out my brothers, Keith from Cobwebs and Candlesticks and Vic Springston from Monster Misfits. Together we make the Trio of Terror. So guys, please like and subscribe and hit the bell and get notified when I upload future videos. And I'm here to stay, guys. This stuff is ingrained in me. I love this stuff. I've always loved this stuff since I was a kid. And so I'm not going anywhere. I mean, I may miss something periodically here due to work, but just hit the subscribe button and get notified when I upload those future videos, and they're coming. So anyways, guys, I appreciate you so much, and until next time,